Hello, welcome back to the channel, and we're doing more Vintage Cube Draft. There was a bit of an issue with the recording as I started the draft, so I had to do a little bit of tinkering and made a few picks. We were just looking to be a red-green. We took a Pack 1 Pick 1 ring, and then we took a Bloodbraid Challenger, Fetch Land, and Birds of Paradise. I think the Fetch Land was actually second pick, then Bloodbraid. So anyway, now we have but anyway, we're back. We're so back. Everything's great. And now we're deciding between an Elvish Mystic and a Stomping Ground. I think I'm going to go ahead and take the Stomping Ground here just to solidify the first fetchable dual land. But then after that, we don't have to take a Taiga now super highly. We can just take more mana dorks. And I do like being in this sort of space. A play busted 4 and 5 and 3 mana cards, take a bunch of mana dorks, profit. So anyway, now we see Eternal Witness, Blood Crypt if we want to splash black, Outland Liberator as decent artifact, and Enchantment Hate. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and take the Outland Liberator. There was also a Grist in a previous pack, which could possibly wheel, and then I would be a little sad that I didn't take the Blood Crypt. But I think it's nice to take the Outland Liberator. Oh, and by the way, I didn't mention, this is the no holds barred Vintage Cube. So the power level cranked up to 11, most powerful cards. Not in this pack, though. There's not that much here. What is for us? Probably just a Smuggler's Copter. There's Thespian Stage if we find Dark Depths, but I don't know. I would just rather take a generically good, strong card like the Smuggler's Copter. There's also Overlord of the Baelmerc, Chrome Mox if you want ramp, but allegedly we're already going to have hopefully more mana dorks, so Chrome Mox becomes a little less necessary, although those kind of decks do end up playing fewer lands, more spells, so I guess that makes the Chrome Mox a little bit better. I am just going to go ahead and take the Smuggler's Copter here. Alright, well, there is an Inquisition of Kozilek, which is a pretty nice disruptive spell, and Snuff Out if you're in black, which we did not take the Blood Crypt, but I don't know. There's not too much else for us. I guess if we are going to be Jund, I think I would rather have the Inquisition. We're by no means committed to red. I think I don't know. I don't even know if we're committed to green, to be honest. But I'm just going to go ahead and take the Inquisition. Okay. So there's the Taiga, as we stated earlier, but there's also an Underground Mortuary, and this is the wheel pack. So there's also Flame Slash if we just wanted to take a nice efficient removal spell, which could be a good strategy. There's a lot of really strong, powerful cards in this format that Flame Slash does answer for cheap, but it seems like black could be an angle we can go. We can be Jund. So I think I'm going to take the Underground Mortuary for the higher potential. Okay, and now we see a Glorybringer, a Persist, and there's also Force of Vigor. This one's pretty strong against artifacts and enchantments, but it's a little bit more all-in, and we also have the Outland Liberator already. So I think we're just going to take the Glorybringer. It's a nice, strong top-end card. Oh, nice. Okay, so I wheeled the Grist. There's also Jitte, Burst Lightning, and Pest Infestation. I think Pest Infestation, you could argue that that's the pick, but I don't know. I just want to be Jund today, and Grist is a really, really nice, solid Planeswalker. Really powerful, self-fulfilling engine type card. Okay, now we see Chandra Torch of Defiance versus a Springheart Nantuko. There's also Unmarked Grave if I wheel that Persist, but I don't know about that. This is tough. I think I'm going to opt for the Chandra. Just try to go bigger. Try to have nice solid card quality, and then now we just need more of the ramp pieces. Take a Mana Confluence here for fixing, but it's not great fixing. Take Aang's Iceberg for the sideboard. Thespian Stage, I guess, can hang out in case we find Dark Depths and ways to find it. All right. Now, what do we see? We see a Troll of Khazad Dûm, which can help with fixing. Ancient Tomb can help to ramp into the One Ring or Chandra, so that's a strong consideration. Prismatic Vista is a tri-land, which is nice. And other than that, I'm not sure what else I would take. So I think the choice is between those three. Vaultborn Tyrant's very strong, but a little expensive. Crab Abomination is pretty strong, not as expensive, but still not quite what we want to be doing. I think I'm going to take the Ancient Tomb and then try to wheel one of these quote-unquote fetch lands. And the Ancient Tomb, I think, is going to be the most rawly powerful. You can even power out a Smuggler's Copter on turn 1, One Ring on turn 2. Not One Ring on turn 2, One Ring on turn 3. Anyway, Ancient Tomb, I think, going to be strong there. Okay, now I think I want to take another fetch land with the Misty Rainforest to help with. We're going to be a pretty hard 3 colors. We got, double red pips. We got cheap black. We got cheap green. So the mana is going to be pretty tight. So I do like taking a fetch here. There are other pretty strong cards too. I love Ursine Monstrosity, Nethergoyf, Cut Down, Dark Ritual. Namesticker Goblin is pretty strong. It can just come down, add a ton of mana, and then say you go Namesticker Goblin and then into One Ring or Chandra or something like that, and you added a 2/2 to the board. So definitely a lot of strong wheel potential here, but I think the fixing is going to be pretty important given our stage in the draft. Okay, now for our next pick. Powerful blue cards, Mana Drain, Vivi, a little far from what we're doing. There's, for us, Bristly Bill, Baleful Master's removal, Emberwild Captain is one of those ones that makes you the Monarch when it enters, and then if an opponent attacks you while you're the Monarch, it deals damage to them equal to the number of cards in their hand. There is the Dark Depths, actually. So we could be looking at some sort of Dark Depths Thespian stage. Perhaps I can wheel the Dark Depths since I wheeled the Thespian stage, and I can try to build around that. I do like Bloodtithe Harvester as a nice solid 2-drop. And we don't have a ton of ramp yet. Emberwild Captain, it's one of those two, I think. I'm just going to go with the high upside card, Emberwild Captain. Good to ramp into with Ancient Tomb. All right, now we see Grief, Tear Asunder, Firebolt, Starting Town as more fixing, Karizev as a nice 2-drop. Grief is an extremely strong card, but I don't know if we're super well set up for it at this time. We have not too many black cards, and the double black is going to be challenging. So I think I would rather take a more flexible either removal spell or Starting Town for fixing. We'll get more powerful spells. Let's just go ahead and take the Starting Town. Anything that can add for mana of any color is going to be helpful for us. Okay, I really, really like Headliner Scarlet. I think that card is extremely strong, but there's a couple choices here. There's Bonecrusher Giant. There's also a Crop Rotation, which can be used to tutor up either half of the combo of Thespian Stage and Dark Depths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, here's the move. We take Bonecrusher Giant as a flexible creature that also comes with a removal spell attached and fits in the curve nicely, does all that stuff. But then secretly, we really want to wheel this Crop Rotation. Because I don't know if we want to take it now because we're not sure if we're going to get the Dark Depths on the wheel. So I like taking the Bonecrusher wheel Crop Rotation. That's basically what we're going to try to do. Okay, strong cards here. There's Exploration, which you can use to play extra lands. Icetill Explorer could be a good way to find combos. Palantir of Orthanc is just a solid role player card. Not role player, but just a solid mid-range card that you play on turn 2 in this deck with Ancient Tomb or Birds of Paradise. I kind of like taking the Icetill Explorer. We have a couple of fetch lands, And I don't know, I'm starting to hope that that Dark Depths wheels. The Dark Depths and the crop rotation. And then we can try to go for that strategy while also being just a nice mid-range deck that they have to deal with. And then you slam a 20/20 on them. So yeah, let's take the Icestill Explorer. Icestill Explorer is also a really cool card. Okay, next pack, I see a Pyrokinesis, I see a Screaming Nemesis, I see a Haywire Mite, Yavimaya. Yavimaya can help just in the sense of having more turn 1 green sources, but then also, you know, in the late game, your mana confluence doesn't have to hurt you. You don't have to crack your fetches. Your Ancient Tomb taps for green. So there's some upside there. Let's see. Haywire Mite. We already have the Outland Liberator, so it's not as necessary. Screaming Nemesis is another consideration. I'm just going to take the Yavimaya. Okay, now we see there's a Sylvan Safekeeper to protect stuff. There's Aureox Salvagers, which of course goes infinite with Black Lotus or Lion's Eye Diamond for infinite mana. Probably just want to take a Night's Whisper here. We don't really have removal spells, so the Sheoldred's Edict is a thought. But I do like the card velocity of Night's Whisper, especially if we're going to be more of a combo-oriented deck. We do have the One Ring, though. We have the One Ring. You know what? I'm going to take the Sheoldred's Edict. I think the goal is to stay alive, and then you slam a big card advantage engine on them and then go off from that point. Okay, nothing really in this pack, so I guess I'll take a Botanical Sanctum. I don't remember where the Dark Depths is. We'll see if we get it. Ooh, Ursine Monstrosity wheeled. That's actually really nice. This card hits like a truck. It's really, really good stuff. Nethergoyf is pretty decent too, but not amazing. I'm just going to go ahead and take Ursine Monstrosity. Oh, nice. We wheeled the Dark Depths. Excellent. So, yeah, we're going to take that. We're going to have Thespian Stage and Dark Depths. Now we really want to see the crop rotation wheel. And I think it was the pack after this one. I'll take a Firebolt for interaction. Oh, crop rotation wheel. Let's go. Okay, perfect. Now we're doing it. We're doing it, guys. We're doing the Dark Depths thing. Is it good? It's probably fine. Hey, we wheeled Exploration too. Okay. All right. That's actually pretty. Last pick, Haywire Mite. Okay, this deck is coming together. So now we're just trying to find the combo and ways to like protect the combo. So, for example, we could take Barrowgoyf here or Tireless Tracker, one of those two. Barrowgoyf is a really solid card in that it has lifelink, so it protects your, buffers your life total from aggressive decks, is really good against aggro decks. Keeps growing, puts cards in the graveyard, which is good for cards like Grist, Icestill Explorer, that sort of thing. So I like that. And then it's also card advantage in the sense that you then find your big creatures, put them in your hand. I think I actually like that over the Tireless Tracker. Tireless Tracker may even wheel, but yeah, I think I like taking the Barrowgoyf here. Nothing else really screams out at me. There's a Laelia, which is pretty cool, but I like the Barrowgoyf. Let's take that. All right, next pick, we've got Keen-Eyed Curator, which is pretty good at hating on the graveyard, becomes a threat all on its own. There's also a Wastewood Verge, which is really nice fixing, especially since we don't have an untapped black-green duel yet, and we're going to be looking for that. I'm trying to think which has a higher chance of wheeling. I think just to be on the safe side, I'm going to take the dual land, and green seems open enough-ish that the Keen-Eyed Curator could come around. Is that true? I'm not sure how many green cards I've been seeing. Oh, the Ursine Monstrosity wheeled. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to take the Wastewood Verge here, try to wheel the Keen-Eyed Curator. Grim Monolith is, I guess, a consideration. You can ramp into One Rings and Captains, Glory Bringers, etc. But I think we just have a nice solid black-green base that we want to make as consistent as possible. Okay. So here we have three pretty decent lands. We got Shifting Woodland, Blooming Marsh, and Copperline Gorge. The Shifting Woodland could become a copy of Dark Depths in the graveyard. I believe that's the way that works, right? You can turn Shifting Woodland into a Dark Depths and then, sacrifice. So that's something. I like taking Esika's Chariot, though. This card is really, really nice. Mid-rangey card. You can ramp it out early and then put so much pressure on the board that they have to deal with. So I think I like taking the Esika's Chariot, and we'll wheel one of these lands for sure. Whoa, Badgermole Cub, new scourge of like every single format, and I think it's actually going to be really nice here. Unfortunately, we only have one Mana Dork creature with the Birds of Paradise, but maybe we can find a couple more, and this is just going to turbocharge our mana, like as long as we untap with it. Like, let's say we go Birds on 1, Badgermole Cub on 2, plus like a 2-drop, and then on the following turn you have what, 2, 4, like 6 mana? 6 or 7 mana that you untap with. Really powerful. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Badgermole Cub here. Infernal Grasp could be good, but yeah. Badgermole Cub is sweet. Okay. Now what? We see a Green Sun Zenith, which can... Actually, Green Sun Zenith is pretty versatile. You can find Icestill Explorer, you can find Grist, you can find Badgermole Cub, or Bop. Yeah, that's actually pretty nice. They had it Aang Swift Savior, another pretty good standard card. Does the whole spell queller type thing, transforms into a big threat, pretty solid. Cankerbloom as another kind of replaceable artifact or enchantment hate card, which we already have with Outland Liberator. I think is better on average. I'm going to take the Green Sun Zenith though, going to be pretty good. Ooh, nice. Noble Hierarch, perfect. That's exactly what we are looking for. Mana Dork's good with Badgermole Cub, increases our chances of going like turn 2 Barrowgoyf or turn 2 Ursine Monstrosity or turn 3 One Ring or something like that. Actually, you can go turn 2 One Ring, right? Yeah, with Ancient Tomb, you can go like turn 1 Mana Dork, turn 2 One Ring. So that's pretty strong. We also have Wasteland, which is really good with Icestill Explorer because you can continuously play it from the graveyard. But I think the Mana Dork's going to be a little bit more important. There's also Mox Diamond. I'm going to take the Noble Hierarch, though. Seems perfect for the deck. Wow, there's a Questing Beast, which I normally love. But man, there's also an Avacyn's Pilgrim. I mean, this allows us to play a lower land count. All the great things that are associated with multiple Mana Dork decks. And we also have, what is this? Jeweled Amulet. 0 mana. Okay, scary. 1 in tap, put a charge counter. Note the type of mana spent. Okay, so it's like a charged up Mox. That seems okay. I would much rather just take another Mana Dork here. Okay, there's Endurance, Crucible of Worlds, Boseiju. Endurance is good against graveyard strategies. Boseiju is a really nice utility land to have, though. There's also Talon Gates. Oh, there's Expedition Map. Never mind. Wait, I should probably take that if we're going to try to go a little bit more all-in on combo. Then I actually like taking the Expedition Map here to be a little bit more consistent. So let's do that. Like, you might as well go all in. Okay, and Tireless Tracker wheeled. That's very nice. Good. Oh, and the Keen-Eyed Curator wheeled. That is also very nice. And I wheeled the Copperline Gorge. I do like that. Let's see. Yawgmoth's Will, Vindicate. Nope. Okay, Cankerbloom wheeled. Horizon Canopy also wheeled. I think I like having a land that turns into a card. Whoa, what an amazing last pick. Why do the Reliquary? It's another way to search up our combo pieces. All right, this is looking really nice. So I actually think I'm more of a mono green almost, and I think my black cards are a little stronger overall than the red cards. So let's see how we want to do this. Right now, how many lands do I want to play? That's the first question. So we have what? Avacyn's Pilgrim, Birds, Noble Hierarch. Exploration goes kind of against the grain. You really want a higher land count with this kind of deck, but if we have a bunch of like mana dorks, we're incentivized to play fewer lands. Let's see. What if I cut some of these higher end red cards and we just do the ones that are splashable? So now this looks pretty solid. We could play. Oh, wait, hold on. We have to remember that Dark Depths is a spell, not a land, because it does not tap for mana unless you have Yavimaya out, in which case, I mean, that's pretty good. But we shouldn't treat it as a land that produces mana for our purposes. This would be 14 lands. I think that's a little low. We can bring in Haywire Might in certain matchups. I don't even think I need Bonecrusher Giant, to be honest. I do like splashing for the Emberwild Captain. I do like splashing for the Bloodbraid Challenger. These cards are pretty strong, and we do have a Stomping Ground and like 2 fetch lands. So, and the Copperline Gorge. So our red fixing's actually pretty decent. Right now this is 16 lands. I think 16 lands with 3 mana dorks is acceptable, and it's kind of the bare minimum that we want for the exploration. So I think we're going to go with this. Let's see. We obviously want mostly green. So what if we do this? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's a pretty nice number. For black, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I actually think that is acceptable. And also Birds of Paradise can help with that as well. For red, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is plenty, I think, for 2 red cards. So we don't need any mountains. All right. And I think this is going to be the deck. This is pretty sweet. And I'm going to hope to either kill people with a Bloodbraid Challenger, Icestill Explorers, or whatever. Or, you know, obviously it's going to be a lot more fun to get a big old 2020. So, yeah, deck looks great. I will see you for the games. All right, we're playing against Lab Monkey, although there's 2 L's. So, do you pronounce it Yab Monkey? Anyway, I won the die roll, so I'll go first. All right, this hand looks pretty solid. It's got half of the combo. It's got Outland Liberator, Grist, removal spell. Just overall a nice solid hand. I can go ahead and go for a Surveil on turn 1 and just, I guess, see what we draw. I also don't have to get the Surveil because we don't have a Surveil red land, unfortunately. We have more red sources in the deck. I think it's fine. Okay, we don't need more lands, that's for sure. Ooh, Ursine Monstrosity is a nice draw. Let's just go ahead and get down the Outland Liberator. We get to introduce Day-Night into our lovely game of Magic the Gathering, which is great. Opponent goes for a Badgermole Cub. Not a fan of that. So what do we want to do here? We could... I like using all my mana. They're going to have a lot of mana untapping with next turn. So we can get things started with Ursine Monstrosity. We can go Barrow-goyf. There's a lot of options that we can do here. Which 3-drop is better? Grist, Ursine Monstrosity, or Barrow-goyf? They're all really strong. Opponent's going to untap with what? 2, 3, possibly 4 mana. Could be strong. It's like, do I want to get the Grist thing going? Do I want to get the Ursine Monstrosity going? I think on average, Grist is going to be a little bit stronger to start now. Actually, okay, here's what we're going to do. I think we can. No, we're going to start with the Ursine Monstrosity, and we're going to do this pre-combat so we can start milling cards. We're going to attack with the Outland Liberator. They're never blocking, right? So now next turn, they're going to have to deal with the Ursine Monstrosity, or they're going to take a ton of damage. And then I follow it up with Grist and kill whatever they use to, to do. And also, this is nice. They went Esika's Chariot, which is a very strong card. However, what was I going to say? However, this becomes indestructible and just hits like a truck. And also, I have an Outland Liberator to deal with the Esika's Chariot. So yeah, overall, I'm not unhappy with the decision. So now we have a couple options here. I'm going to play land. I drew a White of the Reliquary. So if I play this, then next turn I can search for Dark Depths. And then on the following turn after that, do the whole Thespian Stage Dark Depths thing. So that's option 1. Option 2, we can go Grist, uptick, attack with Ursine Monstrosity. I think I like that a little bit better. And then we have Outland Liberator to blow up the Esika's Chariot. I think that's probably just a better strategy overall. And again, we're doing this pre-combat because we may put more card types into the graveyard for the Ursine. Okay, so this will smack in as a 5/5. We have a couple insects to protect the Grist, and then next turn, hopefully, worst case, we can just like down tick and kill something. Opponent still has a lot of mana. What is it? 2, 3, 5 mana. Kori Steelcutter, did not expect to see that, but that's fine. Ooh, Keen-Eyed Curator, not bad against, Ursine Monstrosity against Barrogoyf. It's actually a little annoying. But sure, the Kori Steelcutter it's going to do stuff for sure. The Outland Liberator can blow up the Esika's Chariot, though, so they're going to spend their whole turn doing this. I'm okay with that. We're going to wait for them to go to combat, and then we are going to blow up the Esika's Chariot here. Unfortunately, Grist is likely to go down, which I am not too much of a fan of. I think everything goes at Grist, right? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. At least we still have this Ursine Monstrosity that's smacking them in the face over and over again. All right. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm pretty sure we're just going to do this. We're going to go Barrogoyf and white. Ursine Monstrosity going to become a 5/5. We're going to smash. Okay, so the problem is with this Keen-Eyed Curator, they can just eat. They can't eat everything. They're not able to eat all cards in the graveyard, so the Barrogoyf will never become a 0/1. So he can still block and kill something. White of the Reliquary is also just huge right now, and then they're going to have to, if they want to reduce this down, they're going to have to eat all my creatures, which they absolutely can. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They can eat 6 cards. So I'm pretty sure we just Barrogoyf here, and then I'm going to put 1 insect token in front of a cat. I'm not going to block with the white because then they could just eat all of the creatures, and this becomes a 2/2, and I'm interested in keeping this around. So I am just going to go ahead and leave it like this. And then the most damage they can do to me, that's not even that much, honestly. Yeah. So they're just going to eat my creatures. That's fine. As long as this has, Death Touch still. Totally fine. Not a problem at all. Okay, what are we seeing here? Carnage Interpreter. That seems pretty good with what they have going on. They can untap with a lot of mana. Okay. So now, unfortunately, fortunately, we're taking a ton of damage, and we're not going to be able to, get this going fast enough, I think. But we can try. Actually, with this on the stack, let's do this now. We'll go Sheoldred's Edict. Each opponent sacrifices a non-token creature of their choice. So this will put an additional card type in the graveyard for the Ursine Monstrosity, and then they're forced to sack a creature. I mean, it was just the forest, but still. Okay, now this is hitting as a 6/6, which is something. They go to 2. So we're not dead, right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Just going to play out the land. This white, I kind of just want to keep the Ursine Monstrosity around, to be honest. Because this thing currently, it attacked as 6, right? So they're going to have to leave back so many blockers just to deal with the Ursine Monstrosity now. Yeah, see, they have to leave back all of these things. We're only taking 5. That's not that bad. I just take this. I mean, I have to. It's Menace. Okay. Now we go to my turn. And again, there's just no need to get the 20/20 because then they're just able to smash with all of these cards. Yeah, I just don't think it's necessary. The Ursine Monstrosity is doing amazing stuff. Oh my god, it's One Ring. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So if I attack with the Ursine Monstrosity, it'll be a 6 potentially a 7. So it's 6. So they have to block here, here, here to not die. And then this gets in for free. Love it. So I'm able to just attack with the white. All right, then I might as well do this. One Ring, just in case we draw something that deals with one of the creatures. You can just seal up the deal. And also now my opponent can't kill me. Okay, One Ring. Expedition map? All right, sure. Just going to go to combat. We're going to mill over a card. And they're going to just scoop it up from there, yeah. Because the Ursine Monstrosity, like, they just can't deal with it. And then it just kills people. Awesome. Doing what we're doing. We didn't get to do the combo, but we were close. All right. So my opponent has the Esika's Chariot as well as the Corey Steelcutter. So Haywire Mite can probably come in. Firebolt and Bonecrusher Giant seem a little bit more tempting after seeing the Badgermole Cub specifically. We can probably take out something like... Honestly, I don't think we need the Emberwild Captain. We have the One Ring. We're also on the draw, so it gets a little bit worse. And we're not like the most aggressive deck of all time or anything like that. We still need a couple more cuts. Sheoldred's Edict, they go pretty wide, but I still like having this as an option. I guess it's not necessary. Maybe we could just cut Sheoldred's Edict. We could cut Sheoldred's Edict. We could cut Inquisition of Kozilek and then just go more all in on just being a kind of mid-rangey deck. And yes, Inquisition of Kozilek is good, but it's a little bit worse on the draw. And the fact that we don't have the redundancy of discard effects makes it a little bit worse. So I think on average, these are going to be a little bit better. All right, here for game 2. This hand, it's a little land heavy, but it does have the turn 2 Outland Liberator, which can deal with a lot of what my opponent's got going on. Esika's Chariot 2 is a nice way to catch up from when you're behind, but doesn't have removal spells. Like, if one of these lands was a Firebolt or something, that'd be really nice. I think we can do better. It's got Badgermal Cub. I think this one I'm willing to keep just on the strength of the Cub. Plus, we're able to ramp into a Tireless Tracker. I think I like this. We're going to keep this. And we can just put back the Mana Confluence. Our mana is pretty good in this hand. Okay, opponent starts with a turn 1 birds. Ooh, One Ring. Love that. That was a nice draw. We're just going to go ahead and start with a Stomping Ground tapped. Next turn, we can go Badgermal Cub. Set up well. Opponent goes Quarry Steelcutter. Ooh, into Exploration. All right, but they don't have many cards in hand, so this isn't too bad yet. Okay, Avacyn's Pilgrim, a turn too late, unfortunately, but overall that's not too bad. So we can either go Tireless Tracker or Badgermal Cub. Yeah, no. You already know. You already know we're going Badgermal Cub here. I guess we can turn the Stomping Ground into a creature. So it would kind of suck if they killed it, but it doesn't seem like their deck has a lot of removal spells. Oh, it's a Battle of the Badgermal Cubs. That's a lot of mana that they have now. And by that I mean 3. Uh-oh. Oh, 4. Right. Burst Lightning on Badgermal is annoying. Don't like that. Now we're getting hit for a lot of damage, which I am not a fan of. But at least next turn I can slam a One Ring. Ooh, Ice Steel Explorer 2. I like that. I do like that. I think it's better to just buy some time with the One Ring first. And then from there, we can figure out our game plan. We're also going to be taking a lot of damage, so not the biggest fan of this. We drew a Thespian Stage, which means it might be likely that we can set up the combo right now. I am not a fan of how much damage we're taking, though. Definitely not great. Let's start with Ice Till. Okay. So we'll go draw cards. There's Crop Rotation. Okay, we can get things set up, but we might just be dead before it happens, unfortunately. All right, well, anyway, Thespian Stage, Yavimaya. Okay. And then this can tap for green for Avacyn's Pilgrim just to protect life points. And then we just Crop Rotation for the thing. If we can survive, we've got this. But unfortunately, opponent's board is just very wide, so we may just die. Deathrite Shaman is another way that they can deal damage to me. Oh, if they play another spell here, trigger the Quarry Steelcutter. Uh-oh. Not the fan of that. Okay, we'll see what happens here. Am I just dead? I haven't done the math. Opponent may have done the math. A non-creature spell would be pretty devastating here. Especially if it's like removal. If it's removal for Avacyn's Pilgrim, we just die on the spot. In fact, how much are they attacking me for? They're attacking me for so much. Okay. Well, block here. Block here. We take 1, 2, 3, 4. We're just going to be one turn short of this, huh? Yeah. And then the Deathrite Shaman will kill us. But, you know, we can at least try. Crop Rotation, we can sacrifice the Stomping Ground, because it doesn't really matter. No. Do not pay 2 life. Okay, we will get Dark Depths. Unfortunately, if we could turn it into a land now, then we just kill them, but obviously that's not the case. We're going to take 2 off of the 1 ring. Yeah, I don't really have ways to get back into this. I'm just going to 1 ring. Yep, and then we just died a Deathrite Shaman, or we died to the 1 ring. So unfortunately, we were a turn too slow there. Pretty sure, yeah, we didn't have any outs. All right, opponents goes very wide, which is a little troublesome. On the play, Chandra and Glorybringer are just a little slow. I think this is probably our best bet. We need to be able to stop the Badgermole Cub as soon as possible. But then also we can try to set up for a quick combo. But the tertiary game plan, we're just a solid mid-range deck. Like we can deal with things. Whoa, we have okay. This hand's pretty good. We got Thespian Stage and Dark Depths in the opening hand. We've got Bonecrusher Giant. We've got Green Sun Zenith. I think this one's a keep. Unfortunately, we don't have a Dryad Arbor or something to grab on turn 1. That would be really nice. But what we could do is we can go Green Sun Zenith for 1 on turn 2 to grab a Mana Dork. And then that would allow us to set up for a quick kill with the Dark Depths. So I think that's the strategy. And then worst case scenario, on turn 2, we can hold up a Stomp and kill Badgermole Cub, I guess. So we'll just go ahead and start with a Copperline Gorge, pretend to hold something up. Okay, red for Darcy. I don't really care about Darcy at this time. Let's see. We'll draw. Whoa. Ancient Tomb changes things, huh? I think it does. So now I can Green Sun Zenith for 2, which could allow me to get Outland Liberator. It could allow me to get the Keen-Eyed Curator. It also just supercharges this combo. So actually, what we could do is we could just wait on the Green Sun Zenith, and we can maybe go bigger, go for a Ice Till Explorer, perhaps. I'm going to take a quick look at the deck list, see what my other options are on 2. Oh, never mind. We get Badgermole Cub. What am I doing? Yeah. Let's just do that. We're supercharging our mana. Okay. So we do this. We will go and grab the Badgermole Cub, and we'll have lots of mana on the next turn. We can Bowcrusher Giant, set up for Thespian Stage Dark Depths. Best draw in the deck for sure next turn would be Exploration. Exploration would be really nice. Okay, opponent finds... Oh, Chain Lightning they cannot grab, so they can either get a Copperline Gorge or an Exploration or a Yavimaya. Either one would be fine. They opted to grab... What did they grab? They grabbed the Exploration. Makes sense. Okay. All right. So now let's see. We can only play one of these, unfortunately. We can go Thespian Stage. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana, but we only have the... Yeah, unfortunately, we only have 1 red available to us. So that's fine. We're just going to go ahead and stomp the Dragon's Rage Channeler here. And then play the Thespian Stage. And then the following turn we can copy and then smack for 20 on the following turn. Opponent could have a free spell. Okay, no. All right. Thespian Stage. We're just going to go for an attack for 2. Okay. Opponent's going to have a lot of mana now. Well, only 4 mana. Not too bad. Not too bad. There's the exploration we knew about. Could be an Esseka's Chariot here. Ooh, Undermountain Adventurer. Take the initiative. They can add double green. Or they can add 6 green if they've completed a dungeon. All right, pretty good. But now I could take the initiative back from them. But I don't know if that's necessary. I don't really have to do that. Okay, they have a mountain. Fury. That's a little annoying. Not a fan of that. But not too bad, actually. I mean, I'm still just going to play Dark Depths. And then that's my strategy. And then, I don't know. It doesn't seem like they have a lot of ways to actually deal with the Dark Depths. They could have ways to deal with the actual land itself. So, I normally like waiting until end step, but I think I'm just supposed to do this immediately. So then we keep the one with no counters, sacrifice it, make a 20/20, and then say, good luck to the opponent. Can you deal with Merit Lage? It's also the Avatar version, which is kind of funny to me. Okay, they put 2 on the bottom, which is a good sign for me. And that's it. They can't deal with Merit Lage. It makes sense. I mean, they're red-green. They didn't have much removal spells to begin with. And then there's definitely not going to have an answer to Merit Lage with like exile-based removal in these colors. The only out was if they found a flying blocker or something, but yeah. All right, pretty convincing first match. On to the next. All right, we're playing against Half Moon, and they have a companion Lutri, so it tells me literally nothing about their deck. Hand is a little slow, but it's okay. Crop rotation could turn one of these lands into an Ancient Tomb for Barrow-goyf. Underground Mortuary could find more lands, which I think is okay. I think our deck probably can just do better than this, to be honest. And we're also on the draw. All right, now this hand looks a lot better. I mean, we got the Dark Depths. We got half of the combo. We've got Badgermole Cub, Barrow-goyf One Ring, Ancient Tomb to help accelerate. So definitely keeping. I think it's between Sheoldred's Edict. Actually, I'm just going to get rid of Sheoldred's Edict. We already don't have a black source. And I might as well keep my one good black payoff card. And then also have half of my, combo, so to speak. Okay. All we can do now is go a turn 1 Stomping Ground. Next turn, we can go Copperline Gorge, turn one of them into a creature. Opponent's also getting set up. Man, we keep drawing the Avacyn's Pilgrim at just the wrong time. Would have been awesome on turn 1, obviously, but, that's the world we live in. Badgermole Cub, strong card. Next turn, we're going to untap with 2, 3, 5 mana, so we can go Avacyn's Pilgrim plus 1 ring. Or, here's the thing, even if they kill one of my creatures, which it looks like they're going to... Whoa. Teferi bouncing the creature? Oh, no. Well, that's unfortunate. Wow, that's really good. At least the Badgermole Cub could kill the Teferi, but, geez. Not the fan of that. It's okay, though. We have Icestill Explorer. On the following turn, we're just going to replay the land, play the Avacyn's Pilgrim, and then kill Teferi. That was pretty devastating, and that's a good way to fight these lands that the Badgermole Cub makes. You just bounce them, and then it's like you strip mine them almost. It's pretty good. Okay, they put... I was like, what did they tap their lands for? They put Lutri in hand. That's fine with me. Not a problem. Okay. Big draw. Expedition map. Ooh. Excellent. Love that. All right. Let's go for Ancient Tomb. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 ring. Oh, I forgot the Avacyn's Pilgrim taps for less, or more, rather. That's pretty impressive. Aw. Well, unfortunately, that's going to get countered. We do get to play the Expedition map, though. All right, we will attack. Yeah, I forgot that the Avacyn's Pilgrim could do that. That's pretty insane. Okay. All right, what do we want to do here? We could play around another mana leak type effect by playing land, then playing Icetill Explorer. But then if they counter it with like a hard counter, we're not able to play the Dark Depths. So I think I am just going to go ahead and attempt to jam the Icetill Explorer here. If they have the counter spell, they have the counter spell. Okay, it just resolves. That is excellent. So let's just go ahead and play Dark Depths. And then I'm just going to get the Thespian Stage out. All right. It's pretty good. We can attack for 2, I think. They could have a flash threat, but like I don't really care that much. Okay, next turn we are threatening Dark Depths. Okay, opponent's going Occult Epiphany. It's pretty annoying because they get to sculpt their hand and they get to make a lot of 1/1 flyers, which can just chump block the Merit Lage for a while. So, not a fan of that. Oh, they only made 2 flyers. They discarded mostly lands and a Mana Tithe. Makes sense. Okay. All right. Ooh, Keen-Eye Curator's pretty nice draw. So let's go for a starting town. Unfortunately, it's going to enter tapped. We were trying to find more lands. We did not succeed. Sad. We also don't have a black source. Not a fan of that. All right. We're just going to go Keen-Eye Curator. And I think let's just attack with these only. Wandering Emperor. I mean, that's one less answer that's not being used on the Merit Lage, I guess, but it probably means they have more, which I'm not a fan of. Yeah, they're going to exile the Icetill. That's understandable. Now, do they double block the Badgermole Cub? Nope. Makes sense. All right. Well, here I'm just going to wait until their end step, and then we're going to Dark Depths them. Unfortunately, this Wandering Emperor can now... they can just downtick on the 2020, which kind of sucks. Okay, here's the idea. So let's do the Thespian Stage thing. Copy Dark Depths. Keep this one. Get a 2020. Good. Now let's eat a couple of things. So we can eat Teferi. And we can eat the, let's say the Mana Tithe. And we'll eat Occult Epiphany, I guess. All right. Now what we can do is go to combat, attack this at them, so they're forced to block, attack this at the Wandering Emperor and this at the Wandering Emperor. So now they have to stop the Merit Lage from killing them. And then the Keen-Eye Curator can gain trample. Oh, Okay, this is fine. Sure. That also makes sense. Opponent could have a board wipe of some sort. So I think I'm actually just not going to play out the Barrogoyf. Maybe let them do something else. I guess a board wipe would not necessarily kill the Merit Lage unless it's something like Farewell or Sunfall. So that's the tricky part. I think I'm okay. I don't think I need to deploy the Barrogoyf right now. Well, let's see if they haven't. They need to develop an answer for the Merit Lage. Okay, they're just kicking a Consult the Star Charts. That seems like a good thing for me. Also, I think because they have Manifold Key, they probably have the Time Vault combo. So it is a little bit of a race. Maybe I was supposed to play the Barrogoyf in that case. They kind of snuck this in when I wasn't looking, you know. We'll see if they have it. And if they have it, they have it. Okay. Well, it's time to eat more things. We'll eat a land. And then there's only instance planeswalkers and lands in there. So I'll just go ahead and eat a creature. So that way this becomes a 7/7. And then I might as well eat more things in their graveyard. They could have something like a Treasure Cruise in their deck somewhere where they're just going to want those kind of cards. Might as well just take this. I don't think I need to hurt myself with Ancient Tomb. I think I'm just going to untap. Okay. Let's start with Underground Mortuary. Okay. I'm just going to attack with everything. No need to hold back. Because now they have to deal with Merit Lage. Or they die? Flash. Uh-oh. Not a fan. Let's see what it is. Woodfall Primus? Sure. Not too bad. Blow up a Stomping Ground? Okay. So they're still not able to deal with the Merit Lage, though. Oh, yeah, that's right. They blow up 2 permanents. Gross. Right. Let's do this. Eat Flash. Should have done that on the first one, but hopefully it won't matter. Seems unlikely to matter. So now my opponent has a 5/5, and then they just chump there, and then they take 8. All right. Okay with that. Go to damage. All right. Now, I probably should have done this last turn. I'll just play out the Barrogoyf. Another threat they have to deal with. So, board wipe or bust for my opponent, or combo. Will they find it? Time Spiral from the opponent. Not a fan. They get basically a fresh look at cards. And the hand we got kind of sucks. So we'll see if my opponent has an answer to... They need an answer to the Keen-Eye Curator, the Merit Lage. Sensei's Divining Top? They're looking. They may not have the answer right now. Never mind. There's a Time Vault. Okay. So they take infinite turns, and that's... Yeah. Okay. Unfortunate. So they did, in fact, find the Time Vault combo. I guess it wouldn't have mattered if I had played the Barrogoyf, but still, probably a mistake. I was supposed to recognize that this was more of a race. Okay, Haywire Might in for sure. And I think that's it. Probably just want to take out a slower card. Sheoldred's Edict can help. Inquisition's going to be good. Outland Liberator, of course, strong. Keen-Eye Curator can be good. Exploration helps accelerate the combo. What do I want to cut? Everything seems pretty good against them. Like, I guess something like Grist, but Grist can deal with Planeswalkers pretty nicely. They can't really take the Monarchy from me. Is it just Shelly? No, Shelly's Edict can also deal with Planeswalkers. It might be something like Tireless Tracker. Just dirtling around with value does not seem like a way to win against a deck that can kill very easily with an untap effect and a Time Vault. Not sure if that was correct. So we're going to try to prioritize a nice, progressive, and strong hand. Like, this is close. It doesn't have a... It has a Keen-Eyed Curator, which can be strong. And then Esika's Chariot plus Bloodbraid Challenger. I mean, this can easily lose. It also doesn't have outs to combo. I think I'm going to try it, though. We also have a Surveil turn 1 to help out. His hand may be a little too fair, but we'll see. Oh my god, I accidentally hit on top of the library. Uh-oh. Yeah, that was obviously a mistake. I don't know what happened. Mana Tithe? Oh, jeez. Yeah, it's over. Well, obviously I was supposed to bin the forest. Just misclick there. Oh, nice. Ancient Tomb? All right. Well, here it goes. Do you have another Mana Tithe? Okay, since it's Divining Top, no Daze is possible. Perhaps they have Force of Will? Force of Negation. Oh my goodness. Not a fan of that. Okay. Flash? Vaultborn Tyrant? Oh no. That's really bad. Okay, birds. Alright. Let's go for Stomping Ground and spin the wheel and see what we hit. Whoa! Sick. Awesome. This is a token. That was a really nice hit. Each opponent sacrifices a creature token of their choice. Perfect. That was insane. That was an insane hit off of the Bloodbraid Challenger. Crazy stuff. Excellent. I mean, we have a long way to go. They're at 22. They've drawn a lot of cards. All we have is a 4-3. But at least this can come back if they are able to destroy it. Not if they exile it. But we'll worry about that another time. Okay. We're coming back. Not bad for a punt. At least we can say we fought hard. Okay, there's a Noble Hierarch. We'll go ahead and play that. Get increase the clock, get some extra damage. And then might as well play out the birds. Unfortunately, we are just all out of gas. So this is the opponent's time to play something stupid. Could be Teferi, could be Palace Jailer, could be Spin the Top. Spin the Top I'm a little less scared of course. Spellseeker, not the biggest fan of that. Could be something scary. Consult the start charts. All right, I guess that's not too bad. Portable Hole taking away Noble Hierarch, not the end of the world. Okay, let's see what we draw. Something huge. That is a really good draw. Very nice. All right, let's go ahead and attack first with the Bloodbraid Challenger. And then we'll play out land, Emberwild Captain. Become the Monarch. And now if they want to take the Monarch back, they're going to have to take a lot of damage. Right? Whenever an opponent attacks you. Yeah. All right, this could just be a kicked Consult. Love it. Okay, now we're starting to take back the game. Plus, we have Inquisition of Kozilek. Like, say they play out one half of their combo, and then we're able to take the other half. That would be really good. Like, if they play a Time Vault here, for example. Nope. Okay. All right, go to our turn. Let's just go ahead and Inquisition them now, see what they got going on. I mean, there it is. They had the combo in hand. They were getting ready for sure. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and take the... Do they... I don't know. Take Time Vault. All right, that's probably just going to be the game. They don't seem to have much else going on. We'll just go ahead and do this. They spin the top. And then I just play Avacyn's Pilgrim as literally just another body that attacks and blocks to try to increase the clock here. Okay, sure. They're going to block. Makes sense. All right, and Pilgrim. Okay, good luck. Oh, Ursine Monstrosity. That's another card that'll just end the game. Okay. Oh, I see. They're getting a reshuffle so they can look at more cards. All right, yeah. And we got there. Wow. All right, not bad for a punt. Okay, so yeah, we just have to try to go quickly then in that case. I think we're fine. I have to prioritize fast starts. I have to prioritize aggression. This is a pretty fast start. I like this. Turn 1 birds, turn 2 green suns for Badgermole Cub. I can get behind that. Smuggler's Copter. Ooh, Bloodbraid Challenger, also a nice draw. Well, we're going to run right into their Mana Tithe. That's okay. Oh, no Mana Tithe. I'm a fan of that. And they have the Time Vault. Okay, so now we have to just hope that they don't have it in hand. Like, hopefully they just played this, because now what we have to do is we have to go Stomping Ground. Or, well, really, okay, it doesn't matter what land. We just have to go and fetch up the Outland Liberator and deal with... Hopefully they just don't have the combo next turn, right? That's like the only move. And just double checking, there's no like 1 mana. Yeah. Unfortunately, the Haywire Might cannot be fetched up with Green Sun Zenith. That would be perfect, but that's not the world we live in. We are going Green Sun Zenith here. We are going to find Outland Liberator, and if they have it, they have it. And that's all. Time Vault's very strong combo. Really cheap, mana efficient. They have it. Don't do it. Okay, it's just pending. It's just pending. We're still okay. We're still okay. They do not have it. So it's a race. It's a race, and that's all there is to it. Okay, Stomping Ground. We just need to go very, very fast. So we'll start with Emberwild. Get the Monarch. Inquisition is not bad. But if at any point they draw one of their key effects, the game just ends, unfortunately. Okay, all they did was add Lutri to hand. Oh my god. Oh, this is scary stuff. Again, we just have to go fast. Bloodbraid Challenger time, baby. Get in there. Sure, White of the Reliquary. All right. Smack them. Okay. Don't draw it, opponent. Don't do it. Don't you dare draw it. What is this? What? Oh, it's Rest in Peace. Oh, okay. I didn't know that was here. That's cool. Anyway. All right, what are we doing? So we can fetch up a land. Yeah, it's really nice. I might as well Inquisition them. Although I don't... Do I care more about Sheoldred's Edict or Inquisition at this time? Oh, never mind. I can do both. What am I doing? I forgot this could tap for mana. All right, Inquisition you first. Let's see what you got going on in your hand. Is this just Lutri? Yep, that's fine. Okay, yield to, or no response. Okay, what do you got? Okay, your hand sucks. Actually, no, your hand is very good because you have 7 looks for another. Oh boy. 4, 8, 10. We cannot kill them, unfortunately. That's so annoying. They go to 2. Oh, wait, they go to 2. And then they can't shock in Hallowed Fountain. Oh, sick. Okay. So yeah, that's fine. And then we do this, Sheoldred's Edict. Each opponent sacks a non-token creature. Yep. Okay, that's gone. Rest in Peace makes it so stuff doesn't come back. I'm just going to do this now. Get a forest. Do this now in case we draw it. Grab Dark Depths. Okay. So specifically, you need to draw an untapped land because you cannot shock in Hallowed Fountain. You're a 2. You can't do it. Oh, let's go. That was very scary. That Time Vault on turn 2 and the fact that they had the answer for the Outland Liberator, but then we just got really lucky. They never drew it, and then we were able to pressure them enough so they couldn't go Time Spiral. Because if they had Time Spiraled, very high likelihood they would have been able to find the combo. Very nice. On to the finals. All right, we are here in the finals against Chris Top Deck, and unfortunately this hand is not keepable, so we'll mull. This hand looks really strong. We'll go ahead and keep this one. Keep. We could just put back the Horizon Canopy, I think. We got bigger and better things going on here. Concealing Curtains is a little annoying, but not the end of the world. Pretty unlikely they won't be able to do it next turn, most likely. Get Probe. Ooh, there is an Avacyn's Pilgrim. I think I actually like that. I was going to Surveil on turn 1, but now we can just go Avacyn's Pilgrim. Go for like a Badgermole Cub. On the following turn, Psychic Frog from the opponent. Okay. One ring. Okay, that's not bad. Unfortunately, we can't do the Badgermole Cub thing where we turn something into a... We can't play another 2-drop here because we don't have an untapped black source. But we're still going to do the Badgermole Cub thing here. I guess I should have played around Daze. I'll play an Underground Mortuary. Do not need more lands, right? 2, 4, 5. I mean, we have a lot of mana next turn. Assuming the Badgermole Cub lives. Let's say the Badgermole Cub doesn't live, though. We still get to play One Ring. I think we don't need lands. I think that's fine. Really wish I could have played white that turn. That would have been very strong, and then we're just setting up to find Dark Depths in the following turn. But now I think my opponent's priced into flipping Concealing Curtains, and then they take... I'm just going to take this. They take, what, One Ring, and then I still have white left over? We'll see. We'll see what happens. Coalition Relic. That's not that scary. Not that scary. Ooh, Ancient Tomb. Does that change things? We have 2, 4, 6, 7 mana, so we could go One Ring, Tireless... Nah, I don't think that really changes much. So we're going to go Thespian Stage. We're going to go tap, tap, and then here, one ring, leaving a green floating. See if they have a counter for this. They don't. Very nice. We'll draw. See what we hit. All right, and then we play out the white. And we pass. So now we have protection from everything. They cannot hit us with a Psychic Frog. They can't... Wait, can they Concealing Curtains? Target opponent? Yeah, they just can't even do that. So they missed their opportunity to Concealing Curtains me. They can play something big with the Coalition Relic now. Play a 5-drop. Not exactly sure what that's going to entail. We'll see. All right, they just opted to flip Revealing Eye, but as I said earlier, now they cannot target me because I have protection from everything. Opponent is saying, okay. I don't think opponent realizes that I have protection. Like, why are they attacking me? It doesn't do anything. Okay. Anyway, we'll go to our turn. So we can go pretty crazy here with the oh duh. I could assume that's the F word probably. All right. Anyway, we're going to draw a card, take 1 point of damage. So God, it would really suck if they had what? That one guy, the Hull Breacher. How much mana do we have? We have 2, 4. I mean, look, let's just go for it. What are they going to do? Flash in Hull Breacher? Don't do it. Please. Please let me draw my cards. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, great. So we have what? 2, 4, 5, 6, potentially 8 mana. So we get 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, let's just go ahead and go for a Tireless Tracker to start. Dress Down. Okay. Then in that case, if the creatures are going to lose all their abilities, I'm going to use white immediately to go get Dark Depths. We'll search for Dark Depths. Okay, that's fine. When this enchantment enters, draw. Yes. Also fine. Okay, so Tireless Tracker hopefully will enter the battlefield. All right. Now, if I go Ancient Tomb, I can go Ancient Tomb, Smuggler's Copter. Yeah. So we'll go Ancient Tomb, and then Smuggler's Copter. Now I can still do Thespian Stage, Dark Depths, but on my opponent's turn, which is going to be on average a little bit safer. And I can smack my opponent for 2, which I think is fine. So if they don't have an answer to Merit Lage, they have to hold back on Psychic Frog because that is a flying chump blocker that they can use. Or if they have a Sheoldred's Edict, they can make me sacrifice a token, so that's an option as well. And, you know, even if they're able to deal with Merit Lage, I'm drawing so many cards a turn, right? So I'm just burying them in card advantage. Okay, they're opting to attack me with everything. So I could just like, I'm trying to think if there's any reason I shouldn't just make the 2020 now. If like there's a sorcery speed exile removal, I don't think so. I can't think of anything where this gets punished more. Like if they have a black exile removal spell, then they're gonna have it, and they're usually instant speed, right? So I don't actually think this is a problem. Oh, Tishana's Tidebinder. Okay. If I believe an artifact, creature, or planeswalker. Got it. All right, that makes sense. So that's gonna trigger. So basically, I think the way this works is if I can ever remove the Tishana's Tidebinder, it will lose all of its abilities? Wait. Oh, that doesn't work. Wait, why doesn't that work? If an ability of an artifact, creature, or planeswalker is countered this way, that permanent loses all abilities. When it has no ice counters on it. Interesting. My opponent is asking, did I mess that up? Not sure. Would have to look up ruling. I'm kind of curious now. I'm gonna look that up. Okay, I did look it up, and apparently because I guess it's a state trigger. I just read an article. It's not a reflexive trigger, so it will just trigger again. Interesting. Very weird. Anyway, against this opponent, I actually don't think I want to make any changes. The Bonecrusher Giant doesn't really interact with their creatures too favorably. Firebolt as well. They don't have artifacts, but I guess I'll keep the Outland Liberator just in case. I think I'm just going to actually leave this as is. I could cut the Outland Liberator actually for something like a Chandra or a Glorybringer just to be a little bit more, maybe turn the corner. I actually think I like that. I'll cut Outland Liberator, bring in Glorybringer, and then hopefully they don't have busted artifacts or enchantments. If we see it in game 2, we can bring back in the Outland Liberator for game 3. So let's just go ahead and go back. Okay, very, very interesting ruling there on the Dark Depths. I'm still trying to confirm that. If anyone knows why that does or does not work, please let me know in the comments. Anyway, this hand looks pretty good, so we'll go ahead and keep. Turn 1 ramp, turn 2 monstrosity, and then we also have crop rotation plus Thespian Stage, so we're doing everything that this deck wants to do. We're presenting a mid-range aggressive threat, and then we are also presenting a fast combo with Dark Depths. So, yeah. I think we're doing pretty well. However, my opponent played a turn 1 Tamiyo, which is a pretty strong magic card. Don't like that. We're drawing all of our red cards with no red mana. Not a fan of that. Let me think. I'm thinking if I want to play Thespian Stage first. I can go with Thespian Stage. It doesn't actually affect anything, does it? Not really. Unless we draw. It plays around exactly drawing the Dark Depths off the top. So I guess we do that. Let's go Ursine Monstrosity. I assume they have a counter spell. Yep, lose focus. Not a problem. They're down to 3 cards in hand, so they're going to have to put a lot of stock into this Tamiyo, which doesn't really stop the Thespian Stage. Okay. We'll go Misty. Yeah. So we'll go Misty here and then pass the turn. They could have a counter spell. I'm thinking if they have like a Spell Pierce or something. I'm just gonna wait. It's going to be telling that I didn't attack, but that's okay. It's the world we live in. Just trying to think if there's something that punishes me. Probably like a hard counter spell. Psychic Frog. Sure. Not a problem. I'm not sure my opponent is fully aware or aware of the possibility that I can have a 20/20 on this turn. Gush. All right, draw some cards. Flip Tamiyo. Okay, that makes sense. Try to get that going. Concealing Curtains. All right. Oh, if they tap out for this, we get to crop rotation. They're not doing it. Hopefully my opponent does not have counter spell. All right, well, we're going to find out. Let's get the Stomping Ground. Let's go crop rotation, sack the forest. And get Dark Depths. Okay. We're still not out of the woods yet because they have a flying chump blocker and they have this Tamiyo that's upticking, which not a fan of. Okay, so we'll keep this. Dark Depths will sacrifice itself. Get a 20/20. All right, do they have an answer? Dress down. Ooh, dress down. Okay, so it's just a 20/20. Not crazy. Not crazy. We also don't have that many lands anymore, unfortunately. We will just attack them. Like, they're essentially forced to chump block. All right, unfortunately, they're really close to flipping this Tamiyo. Or not flipping the Tamiyo, but like drawing half their deck. Wow, they're okay. I wonder if they have another flying blocker. I will go ahead and take this damage, though. We'll see. Do they think they can take? I don't know. There's Yavimaya. Sure. I guess we'll play the Wastewood Verge. Let's attack them and just see if they have a response. Uh-oh. They have something, but like we're going to go for it. We're just going to hit them for 19. This could be what do you got? 4 mana? Exile removal spell? Oh no, Occult Epiphany. That's not good. That's a lot of chump blockers. A lot of chump blockers. All right, they made 3. Ugh, that gives them so much time. Not a fan of that. At least we get to play Emberwild Captain. And they can take the Monarchy back, which is a little annoying. But at the same time, they have to take a little bit of damage. And, oh, there's Mana Confluence. So now we have Glorybringer as well. So if they get greedy and attack me with one of these spirits, then the Glorybringer can come to... Oh, never mind. That's an Ether Spell Bomb. Oh, no. Goodbye, Dark Depths. Goodbye, Merit Lage. Now this game just got way harder. Okay, but it's fine. So now what I can do is... They don't know I have a hasty threat, right? So they're probably going to leave back like one blocker. So what I can do is just play the Glorybringer, kill one of the spirits, and then send both creatures at the Tamiyo. And then this will enable... well, basically it'll stop them from drawing half of their deck, which I don't think I can then, beat. All right, they made it fly, so I can't block. Unfortunately, they're going to draw and then draw again. Definitely rough. Pretty good heads-up play to not attack with both spirits. And a Thunder Trap trainer? Uh-oh. I think they whiffed on Thunder Trap, though, which is good. Yeah, draw a card. White. Not exactly what we want to see. Steals 4 damage, and they have 3 cards in hand, so I can't even kill Frog. Ugh. All right. Mana Confluence. This is my only move. It's not a very good one. We just do this. I think this has to go at Tamiyo. It has to go at Tamiyo. And then they're forced to, like... We'll do this. Now they just block. They get to draw half of their deck and kill me with Psychic Frog. Yep. That'll do it. Is it actually death? It is, right? Because they draw, what, 10 cards? It's rounded up. So they currently have 10, 14. Yeah, no, we're dead. We're dead. They just grow Psychic Frog out of range, and then that'll do it. Yeah, just the classic Tamiyo Psychic Frog. All right. That was pretty good. Still don't really see a reason to bring in the Outland Liberator. The only artifact I saw was the Coalition Relic, which not really worth bringing in the hate for. They unfortunately do have answers to Merit Lage, but still, if I can get it out fast, maybe they don't draw it. I think they also have a lot of chump blockers for it too, which is a problem. Okay, what do we have here? This hand's actually pretty good. It's got a turn 1 Noble Hierarch, turn 2 Ursine. We have a Rainbow land, so we can play an Emberwhite Captain eventually. Really like this hand. Very fast. All right, we'll go for Noble Hierarch. Hopefully no removal spell. See black. Don't do it. Duress. That's not that bad. Just taking Sheoldred's Edict. 1 ring. Love that. All right, we're just going to go for a Ursine Monstrosity here. And then hopefully this can just kind of take over the game and they can't answer it. Deep Cavern Bat. All right. Take your pick. Okay, we drew into the land. They took, what, Emberwild Captain? Sure, that's fine. All right, we're going to do this. Do this. Sure. Cast. The life loss may matter, but now we're just drawing so many cards. We're attacking for 6, 7 with the Noble Hierarch. Excellent. So now they have this thing that's smacking them in the face, plus they have the One Ring that they had to deal with. So a lot of stuff going on. We'll see. I wonder why they took this over One Ring. That seems kind of weird to me, but the One Ring just represents way more card advantage on average. I don't know. I feel like you attack here, right? You're not blocking. Oh, okay. Do what you want. Okay, I will take some damage. I will eventually go to my turn. All right, we draw Ancient Tomb for turn. Let's just go ahead and draw first. Oh my god, that's pretty nuts. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess we'll play around Daze. Although we're taking a lot of damage. Yeah, that's okay. All right, we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bloodbraid Challenger, cascade into something. Sure, cast a Grist. Love that. I think I'll just downtick, honestly. Downtick, kill Deep Cavern Bat. Yeah, I don't mind that, actually. Kill Deep Cavern Bat, get back my Emberwild Captain, and then attack for 11. They go to 2. And then it seems pretty tough from this situation. They're going to have a lot of mana on their turn, but I don't know. I wonder what gets them out of this, you know? The only downside here is I did hurt myself a lot with my mana base, and then the One Ring could kill me. If they somehow out my board, the One Ring will eventually kill me. So that's something I have to keep in mind. Doomsday. Okay, that's pretty good. Can they win? I think so. Man, all of this to die to Doomsday? You know, I think we did the best that we could, but let's see if my opponent can actually put together a Doomsday pile that will win them the game. That's why they have Gush in their deck. All right, well, let's go ahead and see. Let's see if they can do it. All right, well, they're at 1. Let's see if they got it. Interesting that Frantic Search is not in the pile, but that's okay. What do we got? Started with a Git Probe. Gush, yeah, that makes sense. Thassa's Oracle. Yep, that's it. Well played from the opponent. All right, so we were that was a fun way to go out, at least, and we got the honorable 2-1. I did get a trophy on my previous draft with like Reanimator, but that's all right. Hard fought games, really fun deck. We did the Dark Depths thing multiple times this league, and that was very strong. Really enjoyed that. We also had really powerful card advantage cards such as Emberwild Captain, One Ring, Bloodbraid Challenger. We had good ramp, Green Sun Zenith, and then multiple mana dorks. Expedition Map to help find combos. White of the Reliquary was pretty good to help find combos as well. Badgermal Cub, excellent. We get to untap with so much mana if they don't kill it. And the mana base was pretty sweet. So overall, really fun deck. A little sad we didn't get the trophy, but hey, always nice to lose to a Doomsday combo. That's some impressive stuff. All right, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.